Okay, guys, so what has happened here in the last 48 hours is arguably one of the most incredible things I've ever seen, not only in the history of the finance sector, but basically just news in general. This is something that has taken the world by storm. Celebrities, governments, and everyone alike is involved in this, and it is one of the most incredible things I've ever seen. People like Kevin Farzad has said, I know that this GameStop stuff is funny, but you need to remember that this is hurting real people who own multiple boats. Other celebrities are getting involved, including Donald Trump Jr. It took less than a day for big tech, big government, and the corporate media to spring into action and begin colluding to protect their hedge fund buddies on Wall Street. This is what a rigged system looks like, folks. And then Dave Portnoy has been responding a lot to a lot of different celebrities, including messages like this. Dave Portnoy getting involved. And then we also have other celebrities like actresses, including Mia Khalifa, saying messages to Robinhood like this. And then we have other celebrities as well, like huge major investors and rich, wealthy people. We have Ben Sharpio saying things like, Robinhood absolutely should not be stopping the trading of GameStop. Market mechanisms include the reality that some people will attempt to game the market mechanisms and some will pay the price. Restricting who can buy and sell is using a hammer on free markets. We have other celebrities, including Mark Cuban, who I have two different tweets from him. He said, I got to say, I love what is going on with hashtag WallStreetBets. All of those years of high frequency traders, front-running retail traders, now speed and density of information in retail trading is giving the little guy an edge. Even my 11-year-old traded with him and made money. Mark Cuban also posted a follow-up the next day, today, and he said, so are Robinhood app and interactive brokers ending trading in hashtag Wall Street Bet stocks because they're losing their ass on these trades? Or maybe they don't have the cash to enable the trades at this scale. Anyone have any insight on their economics? Mark Cuban there, one of the richest people alive. And it's all come from this major max exodus of not only what has happened with GameStop, but what is happening today with Robinhood. Today, if you log into your Robinhood app, if you're a Robinhood user, I use M1 Finance, another reason why I love the company. Robinhood will not allow you to buy certain stocks. You cannot buy Nokia, you cannot buy AMC, you cannot buy GameStop specifically. If you try to purchase them, you are not allowed. You'll get this error message. Your only choice is to sell your positions if you have any available. So let's go ahead and go over in this video what has happened with GameStop, what has happened with Robinhood, one of the most incredible David versus Goliath stories I've ever seen in the history of the stock market, and I'm so glad to be a part of this and watch this unfold day by day. But if you watch the end of this video and you decide that you're wanting to leave Robinhood, or if you're just interested in this whole investing thing, if you want to buy GameStop, you can use the brokers that I use that does not restrict any trading whatsoever. And the good news is, even as a bonus, between now and Sunday is when this promotion ends, so this is coming out on a Friday, so if you're watching this video brand new, you get $30 for getting signed up with M1 Finance, and you can also get signed up with this link that is down below in the description, and I've signed up 76 people so far, and every single one of them have told me that they love it. You get a $30 incentive to get started, and you will obviously have the ability to buy GameStop stock if you use M1 Finance instead of using something like Robinhood or Interactive Brokers that are restricting trading right now. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. It's going to be a fun one. And in my portfolio, I usually don't mess with these risky trades. I usually am a very conservative investor. I've had a lot of success doing so, and there's my performance chart right there. But if we go back to this and we look at GME, it is just a story that I can't not talk about. So let's go ahead and talk about where GME was at the beginning of 2020. Now, if we go ahead and pull up the year chart here, let's go ahead and find, yeah, right about here, okay, at the bottom. April 3rd of 2020. In April of 2020, GameStop closed at $2.80. It was a $2 stock less than a year ago. So since then, that $2 stock has steadily uptrended. It had some revival from partnerships like Michael Burry and Ryan Cohen, and this stock was beginning to revive itself. It got back to the double digits. It got up to $10, to $15, to $20. And then if we click the month chart here, you can see where this thing really took off. Most of the gains have come within the last week. So right now it's January 29th, and if we go back to January 21st, it was $43 a share. $43 a share, and this morning at one point it actually broke half of $1,000. So how does a stock go from $2 a share all the way up to 500 in less than a year? Well, I'm about to show you how that happened. Let's go ahead and go to this article right here. This is the front of Wall Street Journal, okay? Wall Street Journal is one of the most reputable firms out there for financial news and economic news, and this is the front page of the Wall Street Journal. GameStop mania reveals power shift on Wall Street, and the pros are reeling. Internet-fueled amateurs on platforms like Reddit and Discord are piling into stocks, bragging about gains, and banding together to intensify moves. This is the head of the Wall Street Journal. Once again, one of the most incredible things I've ever seen. And they bet on this overshorted basic mall retailer stock, so it's called, and this company had over 100% of its company shorted. So if we go to the big hedge fund here, like Melvin Capital and Point72, it's people like this guy that are the head of hedge funds that they lost their butts. People like Point72 lost 15% of their total firm, and then others like Melvin Capital lost over 30%. And the reason that that happened is that GameStop was reasonably worth a couple $100 million, and then they had more betting against the stock than what the company was worth. So basically what that means is they're shorting the stock, and then if they're wrong, they have to buy back those shares at a higher price. Now the thing is, when you buy shares in a company, so let's go to my portfolio. I'm very safe, very conservative. I own a lot of safe companies. So if I own a share of Pepsi, for example, I own a piece of that company. So let's say you buy one share of Pepsi at $140, and that company goes to zero, the company goes bankrupt, they're no longer in existence. Then I lost my $140, okay? I can never lose more than what I put in. But when you're shorting a stock, which is what a lot of these major hedge funds do, this is how they can lose a lot of money. If they're betting a short against the stock, then the losses are infinite. If you bet $100 on Pepsi and you're shorting it and you're wrong, you can lose more than $100. You could lose $1,000. You could lose $10,000. You could lose, technically speaking, you could lose $1,000,000 on a $100 bet. And that is basically an exaggeration to what has happened here with these major hedge funds with Point72 and Melvin Capital. So when they're betting on these stocks and then they eventually do have some good news come out, people like WallStreetBets banded together and they started buying shares in masses. And that is forcing these shorts to buy these shares at incredibly high prices. Some of the people that were getting in on the stock months ago are reaping the rewards at masses. So let's go ahead and look at WallStreetBets. It is one of the most popular forums on Reddit now. The actual site of Reddit itself is actually struggling to stay alive. Actually, let's go ahead and update this. They currently have 4.75 million users. If we go ahead and update Reddit, let's go ahead and see what the updated number is for WallStreetBets. It is literally going up by the second. So they had 4.75 million. And now they have 4.79 million. So that's about 40,000 users that has just joined since I refreshed this page, which was about 10 minutes ago when I started this video. 40,000 users in 10 minutes. This Reddit forum that I joined roughly a year ago only had about 1 million users in it, and it soared up to 5 million pretty much overnight. The amount of attention that WallStreetBets has gotten is incredible. They've even had to take the subreddit private. They've literally had their Discord shut down to where no one can communicate with them anymore. And one of the leaders of it all is DFV. That's going to be his initials. If we look up this guy's page, this is his actual name. I'm just going to use his initials, DFV. DFV is the leader of it all. He is the king of traders for this GME bet. So if we go to his charts here, this is the first post he ever posted. This was back in 2019. Before the recession, he put $50,000 into GameStop into calls and shares. He bet $53,000. That was his starting bet, this total right here. And if we back out and we go to the right here, he was up massively. He was up all the way up to 113. So he pretty much doubled his bet overnight from these calls when a massive spike hit. And then the recession hit. If we go back to the beginning of 2020, when the recession hit, GameStop tanked. And he never sold a share. He actually increased his position. You see it right there? $86,000 is now what he have put in it. He put about another 30 grand in it. And his $86,000 was worth roughly $44,000. He was down roughly 50% on his total position, and he never sold. Never sold any shares, never sold his calls, and he continued to hold out no matter what. And then we fast forward into today. Most of the positions have expired and they've closed out for massive gains, and he still has one position left. It's his April 2021 call for $12. And like I said, this touched over 500. And last time he updated us on his position, he has $47 million between his 50,000 shares and his calls that are due in April. $48 million. 48 million. I can't even wrap my brain around that. There are some people that I'm seeing on this that put in $1,000, that put in $10,000 that are millionaires now. And it's people like DFV that started this trend and is literally bankrupting hedge funds. This is making the front page of the Wall Street Journal. This is bankrupting people like Melvin Capital and Point72. And if they're not bankrupt, they're definitely going to be hurt from this. And I think that this is literally going to forever change the way that retail traders invest in the stock market. I'm not sure what's going to happen, but we've already seen repercussions like from things like Robinhood and other brokerages as well, including Interactive Brokers. And I honestly don't know what's going to happen, guys. A lot could come from this change. I know that it is definitely getting more attention than pretty much anything I've ever seen. And yesterday had more options volume than any other day in history. And it is all because of GameStop. This no-name loser company, dying company, lowering revenue, massive losses. It's a no-name stock. But it doesn't matter. It's what the stock represents. This is not about GameStop. This is about the hedge funds versus the retail traders. The Davids versus Goliaths. This is your Goliath. This is your retail traders. And for once, maybe for the first time in history with the financial markets, the little guy is winning. And this may not ever happen again. This may be a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. But I'll tell you what, guys. I will never forget this. And when we see articles like this that CNBC just put out yesterday, it said Melvin Capital, hedge fund targeted by Reddit board, closes out its GameStop short position, I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it one bit. I think that these hedge funds are calling in favors to say that that happened. I think they're saying that they closed out their position, so maybe people will let off the throttle like these retail traders. I'm not buying it. I think they're still in, and I think they're calling in some favors from some high up people. I think that this could go a lot higher. It could go a lot lower. And basically, whatever happens, this stock is either going back to its original prices very soon, maybe even tomorrow, back to under $100 a share to $40, $50, $30, or this could get well over $1,000. Either way, I'm going to be sitting on the sidelines. I'm not participating. This is not fitting my investing strategy, but it is incredible to see a story like this unfold. And this has been one of the most fun video topics I've ever had. But thank you guys so much for watching. Like I said, if you're a part of the group Robinhood, Interactive Brokers, or anyone else that is restricting trading on the stock, I've signed up 76 people. They've all loved it. And you're looking at a brokerage that will not restrict you on that. Now, while I don't recommend this whole GameStop fiesta, I think that it is incredible to have an opportunity to get $30 just to get signed up with a brokerage. So if you use this link that is down below, like I said, this ends in 2 days. So if you wait until Monday to do this, this promotion will now be gone. So go ahead and just download it, deposit $100 so you can get that bonus. And even if you don't like it, just get rid of it later. But I promise you'll probably like M1 Finance a lot better than any other brokerage out there, including freaking Robinhood. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time.